Hello everyone. In today's video, I'd like to discuss the news that came out last week about Starfield and AMD. And that is, as most of you already know, that AMD has secured an exclusive partnership with Bethesda for the upcoming game. So let's dive right into it. According to both AMD and Bethesda, this exclusive partnership aims to unlock the full potential of Starfield. Bethesda is even collaborating closely with AMD engineers who are working directly at Bethesda offices, optimizing the game's codebase with special focus on FSR2 and multi-threading optimizations. Since it is expected that Starfield will be a CPU-intensive game, a multi-threading optimization is a welcome news indeed. However, some players and journalists are expressing concerns based on past experiences. In the past, games that launched with AMD as a sponsor or a partner didn't always have DLSS support from day one or even up until now. It makes one to almost want to assume that they simply want to avoid scenarios in which FSR2 could be directly compared to DLSS. And that's because the common consensus in the community is that DLSS offers superior results compared to FSR2 in most cases. Plus, additionally, of course, if you have 4000 series NVIDIA card, you can use DLSS 3 with frame generation. It can be a huge help regarding frame rates. That is so far not possible with FSR, as its third generation that promises this feature is not released yet. As already mentioned, this is definitely not the first time AMD is partner or a sponsor of a game. The difference with Starfield, though, is that they claim to be an exclusive partner. And that brings worries among gamers that AMD will actively block implementation of DLSS. When Gamer Nexus sought clarification from AMD, asking if the partnership with Bethesda includes any restrictions on integrating alternative upscaling technologies within Starfield, AMD responded with simple no comment. And then, what is my take on all of this? First of all, it's certainly disappointing to see that possibly the game of the year will be missing other upscaling technologies at launch, especially taking into account what market share of GPUs NVIDIA has. And based on what I've heard, DLSS implementation is not that different from FSR, which means once you have one, adding the other should be quite a simple task. So much so that even modders are adding DLSS to games that were not supporting it by default when released. However, let's imagine a situation in which you, as a developer, are offered an exclusive partnership that will on one side potentially limit subset of players, but will probably bring you a lot of cash. Then you have to consider that not only AMD's FSR2 supports also NVIDIA cards from 10 series onwards, but AMD also has a significant presence in the console market, powering the Xbox and the handheld devices like the Steam Deck and ROG Ally, which are gaining popularity. So choosing AMD as an exclusive partner makes a bit more sense considering they can reach pretty much everyone in the space. Of course, it might not be as good as DLSS, but still probably better to offer slightly inferior solution to almost everyone than better solution to only NVIDIA card owners. Let's also not forget that FSR3 has been announced alongside the launch of the Radeon 7000 series, so although we haven't received much news about it since then, and Todd Howard specifically mentioned FSR2, there is still a possibility open for FSR3 to be introduced later and potentially level the field.
With that said, I still want to be very clear that I don't support any form of such an exclusivity whatsoever. The players should have a choice to play the game as they like. I just wanted to maybe give a little bit different perspective on the entire situation and speculate that if they had to choose for some reason, AMD is the more sensible option here.
And I believe AMD is now well aware of the backlash they could face from everyone if they deliver a bad implementation of the upscaler. So let's pray they really intend on delivering on their promise, especially when they have their own engineers in Bethesda offices. On the other hand, maybe when they've seen the reactions, they decided to allow DLSS after all, and we will be pleasantly surprised on the release day.
But if not, there are still some positive news anyway.
And that is because the modder Pure Dark has come to the rescue. He delivered DLSS for The Last of Us, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Fallout 4, and Skyrim. And he's committed to add the NVIDIA DLSS 3 support during the early access period, and potentially include an independent DLSS 2 implementation later on. Lastly, I have some off-topic news that could still please some of you. And that's about other perks of this exclusive partnership. There are rumors about upcoming promotion packages for Ryzen 7000 series that will include a copy of Starfield. So far, only Newegg has been mentioned, but I would not be surprised if more retailers will jump on board. So if you plan on getting Starfield and also eyeing on new AMD CPU, this might be the right time, as the promotion covers the entire range of new Ryzen CPUs. And that would be it. Please let me know in the comments what do you think about the situation in general. And if you like the video, I'll appreciate a like. See you soon with another one, and happy gaming everyone.